Hi, Brandon Suva with First Class Garage Door of Chicagoland. Today we're talking about Liftmaster's Logic 5 Elite Series trolley operators. So to start, first things first, application. So these units are designed for sectional overhead doors with standard lift track. They're rated for no more than 25 cycles per hour and no more than 80 to 90 cycles per day. For more information on selecting the correct opener for your application, check out our Selecting the Right Commercial Opener video, and we'll put a link in the description below for that. To get into the Model Ts, they're available in single phase and three phase configurations. The single phase is 115 230 volt single phase, and three phase is 208 230 460 volt, and three phase. These operators are available in 1/3 horsepower, 1/2 horsepower, 3/4 horsepower, and 1 horsepower configurations. The 1/3 horsepower is not available with the brake, solenoid brake. The 1/2 horsepower is optional. 3/4 and 1 horsepower units come standard with the solenoid brake. To touch on the solenoid brake, for larger doors or high traffic doors, the brake is certainly recommended. So if this is going on a parking garage or a service door for an auto shop, anywhere you have constant flow of traffic, we would certainly recommend the brake. If you're opening the door a couple times a day, not as big of a deal, but certainly on larger doors, regardless, the brake is certainly a good option. As far as the difference between this single phase and three phase unit, aside from the voltage and the fact that this is a 3/4 horse and this is a 1/2 horse, there's really not much difference. The 1/3 horse and 1/2 horsepower units, they come standard with number 48 drive chain, as opposed to the 3/4 and 1 horse units come standard with a number 41 drive chain. There's a lot of redundancy throughout the whole product line, whether it's a hoist operator, a trolley operator, whatever the case. The control boards are all the same, the power boards are all the same, maybe laid out a little different within the electrical enclosure, but still same parts. Like the solenoid brakes, same throughout. For the exception, this is Liftmaster's newly designed drum brake configuration. The old style, which they still utilize on a couple of models, is a disc brake version. We'll do another video, and when we do, we'll put a link up in the description that goes into a little more detail on the solenoid brakes that Liftmaster offers. So let's bring the camera in a little bit closer and we'll go over some of the mechanics of these operators. All right, so here we have our primary reduction, which is done through a 5L V-belt. Our secondary reduction, which is done through a 41 roller chain. Sintered powdered metal, bronze, oil impregnated bushings on the input shaft, and industrial ball bearings on the output shaft. Here we have our adjustable friction clutch. And here is your output sprocket, which again on the 1/3 and 1/2 horsepower models is standard number 48 chain. All right, so here we have our Logic 5 control board, accessory terminals, expansion terminals. Here we have our program buttons, as well as our selector dial for programming. Here's our power board. This is a 115 230 single phase, so field selectable. If we need 115, we plug it in here. If we need 230, up there. Power transformer, these come standard with 20 VA. Here's our RPM sensor, limit shaft with, again, sintered powdered metal, bronze, oil impregnated bushings. Got our limit switches, our safety limit. Here's your power input. Liftmaster is now using plastic flexible conduit as opposed to the old metallic. Yeah, so just a quick overview of the electrical box of these. And again, this is all pretty redundant across all the different models in the Elite series. They're all going to be running the same equipment. So the Logic 5 board, as well as the power board. It's just a matter of how they're laid out within the machines. All right, so here we have the three-phase unit, just to show you a little difference in the board. So this is, again, three-phase, so 460 terminal here, 208, 230 volt here, and this unit has the solenoid brake, so that plugs in on the board in the brake position. One thing that the three-phase has that the single-phase does not is current sensing. So there's a little meter here for sensing current. I wish that they had this in the half horsepower models, but they do not. So that's the only difference, and obviously they utilize a different transformer, but it's still a 20 VA transformer. And you got a little extra conduit for the power wiring to the brake, but otherwise, again, these units are pretty much the same. And the current sensing goes for all the units throughout the Elite Series commercial door operators. So again, we'll do a video on these specific components because it is so redundant, and we'll put a link in the description for that. So one thing I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video, the Model Ts come in rail lengths from 8 foot to 24 foot, and they come in 2 foot increments, so 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, etc. The Liftmaster Elite Series units come with a 2-year manufacturer parts warranty, and when properly placed, they're great operators as long as you don't have any high cycle demands. They really are a decent operator. If you guys have any questions, if there's anything we didn't answer in this video or anything that you would like to see or have us go in depth more on, we'd be happy to do so. Just let us know. If you guys like the video, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're interested in seeing more on Liftmaster's Elite Series or anything else. So thanks guys for watching, appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one.